What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Trevi Trev, and I'm back with another video. I just got back from the barbershop. You see your boy's looking clean. I'm looking good, and I'm happy to say I'm looking good again because, bro, I tried cutting my own hair, and my barber, he told me that, I did an okay job. It's just I gotta learn how to line myself up better. If y'all watched the last video, y'all know, like, it didn't look too bad, but it didn't look too good either. But he told me, like, with practice, I'll get better because if y'all don't know, I'm moving to the country for a little bit and then I'm moving somewhere else. So I had to practice like lining myself up and doing things like that because there is no barbers in Colorado and there is no barbers where the country ass side of my family lives. So I got to kind of do it myself. But the point of this video is I wanted to make a video about this because my barber, he told me that I'm becoming more conservative with life and that I should adapt my lifestyle to being more conservative because like he's noticed because I've had my barber for 2 years. He's noticed the changes in me and he said, yo, just adapt to a more conservative life because you're a very simple, practical kind of guy and there's nothing wrong with that. And you should be like that. And honestly, I agree because politically, I'm not liberal or conservative. I'm more neutral and I'm free thinking. But a lot of people in my life, they have asked me, especially women that I've talked to, they've asked me like, oh, I thought you were like a conservative or a Republican. And I always tell them, no, I just believe in a realistic kind of practical way of thinking because I've been down south and I see how things are, and I've been up north and I see how idealistic people are. So as I've gotten older, I've started to balance both sides because, I say it like this: you can't be a super duper conservative person to the point where you don't believe in anything new and you're stuck in your ways. And you can't be a super liberal person who is a dreamer who never accomplishes anything. So I'm right down in the middle. And I wanted to make this video basically to say, as you get older, you will become more conservative like or more liberal like depending on where you live in the country. Because honestly, I can honestly say from when I was 18 to where I'm 26 now, I've changed a lot. I've changed a lot to the point where I think differently. I believe different things. I've had various experiences to where I kind of know who I am and I just adapt accordingly because honestly, it's rough out here and people, how they think sometimes it can be a liability for them because I can kind of talk about this now, but at my other job, we had an issue with a homeless guy and we basically, but they basically were too nice to this guy. They were in that mindset of like liberals of everybody should be treated nicely. And this homeless guy took advantage of them to the point where people were feeling uncomfortable at the job and they were asking me to walk them to their car. They were asking me to get rid of this guy and all this other stuff. But my hands were tied because they wanted to be nice to this homeless guy. And me, I could call a spade from a spade. I knew this dude was going to go too far and take advantage, and we had to take the more pragmatic approach that I wanted us to take from the beginning because I knew this dude was not going to stop. And sometimes you have to have justice and order in your life when it comes to certain people because they will take advantage of that weakness. And that's not to say don't be kind to dude. Like, I offered him a water or something every now and then. But if this dude shows no signs of improving and he's taking advantage of women, he's scaring women, he's doing all this creepy stuff, who's to stop him from going even further than that? And I told them that, but nobody wanted to believe me until something happened and I had to step in because as a man, you can't just watch injustice happen. And some of the women at the job, they appreciated that I did that, but also some people didn't appreciate it because they thought I was being a jerk or a meanie. But, I did what I had to and I made no qualms about it. But that's just the side of me that's telling me do the right thing, regardless of political spectrum. But lately in life, I don't give people that many chances because I know how people act. I know how people are, and they'll take that inch and take a mile because it's like I've lived in the hood for a while, right? And I noticed like people who live on Section 8 and welfare and EBT and all that stuff, they don't try to improve their lives. They just live off of that stuff and the government provides for them. But those systems are put in place to make you improve. They've put in place to make you improve your life. And it's unfortunate that you see a lot of people, they don't try to improve their life. They just live off of that and they just be welfare queens and, they smoke Black and Milds and walk pit bulls off the leash and have a million kids. And it's like, that shit is sad to see because, I was living in the hood because financially I made a mistake, but you know, I worked hard and I got out of there, and I made better opportunities for myself. And I didn't take welfare or any of that other stuff that I saw with people in my neighborhood. And that's not a knock on them, but that's just my reality. I just don't believe in taking handouts or anything of that nature. But when you see that stuff, you understand why conservatives are so mad, because a lot of our resources are put into those people who don't try. And if you're a liberal, like I used to be, like I was like super liberal. I went to like college in New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey, and it's just like I'm a very optimistic and believing type of person. But, you know, I've noticed as I've seen more of the world in the United States, you know, it's good to be like that, but you also got to see the reality of the rest of the world. And as you get older, you got to balance the two. It's a balancing act. And I just wanted to tell you guys, as my viewers, always think for yourself, because nothing is true and everything is permitted. It's just like some Assassin's Creed, if y'all know that reference I gave y'all. But what it means is don't be ignorant, and we are like we find our own truth. You know, we do our research, and then that's what we believe is true. And everything is permitted, meaning you can do anything you want, but there's consequences to that. So that's the kind of motto I live by, even though it's a video game quote and people will say it's corny. But it is a true motto. It's a good motto. You got to balance control and freedom. And as I get older, I understand that more and more and more. So I am becoming a little bit conservative, but I am also still very liberal. So I balance both. And it's good to balance both, because balance is key. Balance is the key to everything. So as you get older, you kind of become a little bit more of a boomer. And as you have kids and stuff, I can imagine it gets even crazier, because you got to think about their welfare, and you got to change some of your opinions to help your kids. But I think of it as me just growing up and being better. But this will probably be my last video until I move. But I wanted to make this video because me and my barber had an interesting conversation, and I could just talk about it, and I'm just noticing the changes within myself. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you kind of form your opinions and adapt accordingly as you get older. Thank you, and have a nice day.